Ideas don't determine who's right. Power determines who's right. And I have the power. So I'm right.
Well, it's Advanced Warfare time. Coming out in 2014, this was the first advanced moving COD to release, and to no one's surprise, it didn't do well. Before we start, thank you guys so much for 300 subs. It's absolutely insane how fast we're growing. All of you guys are goats right now. So is the campaign as shit as the multiplayer? Let's find out.
All units, this is Spaceman, commencing drop in 1 mic.
Badger 01, standing by.
All pods set to engage. Copy, dropping at grid 3159er. Repeat, 3159er. Cross-checked and verified.
Everybody hold tight. Here we go.
This mission introduces you as Jack Mitchell, a private in the Marines. You're in this ODST drop pod with Sergeant Cormac, your best friend Will Irons, and this dude named Jackson. That almost gets sucked out of the drop pod. You hit a building and land. You release your harness and kick the door. Fun fact, this was the first game I played on my Xbox One, and 11-year-old Zach was creaming his pants at these graphics. You find some enemies, so you drop them and move up. Now would be a good time to tell you that the North Koreans invaded South Korea, so that's why you're here. You walk out onto the street and start moving towards the front lines. Your objective is to find a Havoc launcher and destroy it. You start fighting and get to use the boost jumps for the first time. A drone swarm shows up and you hop into this turret while you wait for the EMP to charge.
Good work, soldier.
One really annoying thing about this game is that you have to change your FOV every time you leave a cutscene. You enter this building and start fighting. I don't know how these fuckers think they stand a chance. They don't even got any exos. I failed this jump miserably, and you find the launcher. You reach the subway and start fighting. And good job, Sledgehammer, for making an actual useful tactical grenade. You go to open this gate when these fuckers show up.
Blue.
They're part of a private company named Atlas, which coincidentally is ran by Will's father. You start fighting down the street and you just punch motherfuckers. I don't know what my team is doing since I'm legit killing everyone, but you move up and get a distress message from the demo team. You reach this part and scout ahead. The demo team is dead and Will says,
"I'll get the charges, sir. Just give me cover."
and of course I gotta go with him. You fight across the bridge and pick up the explosives, then make your way to the launcher. Will goes to plant the charges and...
Okay, time for a second.
You try pulling, but it's no use, so Will throws you down and...
Wow, man. Damn.
Cormac comedically stumbles into frame and starts to drag you away, and the mission ends. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Holy fuck, your arm's gone. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I don't know if we were supposed to care about Will, but the graphics were truly next gen at the time.
He leaves behind family, friends, fellow Marines, and a grateful nation.
This mission starts at Will's funeral, but it doesn't really affect me since we only knew him for like 10 minutes before he got murked. Everyone pays their respects, and just like that, a legendary meme was born. You catch up with Cormac, but Will's father, played by Kevin Spacey, walks up. He gives you his card, and a cool ass transition happens. With your new arm, you start assaulting this house. You have to do this part stealth, so it's really slow and boring. You make your way inside and wall hack these guys. Then you plant this cool device called a mute charge that somehow mutes all the sound around it. You rescue the president and move outside. You kill all the dudes around the pool and your hand starts acting up. Then I die to some bullshit and the dude BMs me. You slowly start making your way to the exfil and go to open the door.
Mitchell, get the president inside!
You're a dead man. Reset!
It was a damn simulation. So you take a tour with Irons and this dude named Gideon.
What you're seeing is advanced warfare.
He said it!
You're in this car for a couple minutes and start walking to get your arm fixed, and this motherfucker has to slow down when he turns. You lay your arm down and the doc tells you to move your fingers, and boom, the arm's fixed, just like that. You and Gideon start moving back towards the simulation area, but of course you gotta make like 12 fucking stops first. First at this gun range where this chick named Ilona is training, but I should underscore in the name of gender equality. Now you move to the grenade range where you get to use all types of nades. Damn, Ilona, 2 L's back to back? You finally get to the training range, and Jesus Christ, you gotta do this shit all over again. I guess it's not as bad since you can go loud, but still. You just bust in the door and shit on everyone. You move to the door, but no mute charge this time. You escort the president outside and use this drone to shit on everyone. You gotta run to the exfil again and go to open the door, but this time it actually works. Now you have to wait for your exfil. Once you reach the warbird, Irons pops out and the mission ends. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It was actually grueling and makes you do the same shit twice. It was really annoying.
Mitchell, you're up.
Fly drones live. Sending you the feed.
Steady now.
This mission you were tasked with rescuing the president of Nigeria from this group called the KVA, who apparently hate technology or some shit, I don't know. The leader named Hades kills a hostage, so you move to rescue him. You move up the stairs and breach the door. You run across this bridge and use these mag grips from Black Ops 2, but they were way cooler in that game. Once on the roof, you plant a mute charge and breach the roof. You plant these things on the wall, which gives you wall hacks, so you shit on them and rescue the president. Then you move to rescue the hostages that Hades took. You reach the street and get ambushed. You clear the area and start to run down this alley. Then a fucking truck comes out of nowhere, so you move right and have to clear out another area. You climb the wall and start to cross the street, and you have to deadass play Frogger. Once you cross the street, you Michael Vick this dog and jump onto the bus. Now you have to take out multiple SUVs while jumping from bus to bus. You eventually slip and start to hang off the side, and start to shoot with the weakest sounding gun of all time. You jump to the other truck and... Okay, that was pretty badass, You take out a chopper and reach the van, which takes a dive in the water. You swim down to get the hostage and the mission ends. I give it a 7 out of 10. It was pretty generic and was mostly moving from area to area, just killing enemies.
We have a visual on enemy packs in the northern laydown yard. Alpha has engaged multiple targets at GRG Grid Kilo 49er.
This mission, the KVA has attacked a nuclear power plant in Seattle, so you move to try to stop the meltdown. You're in a warbird, but the others start getting shit on. You zipline down and start making your way to the building. You get to use this cool shield that syncs with your movements, but it's impossible to look side to side, so it's dog shit. You jump into this cannon and start shitting on kids, but then this big fucker appears and shits on you. You grab the stinger and take it out. You finally enter the building and start to slowly move to the control room. One of my biggest complaints with the campaign is how slow everyone moves. It's really frustrating. Carter opens this door and there's a shit ton of enemies inside, so you start to clear. After that, you hop in this elevator and use a drone to clear the room. You move to the control room and Carter goes to open the door.
Carter, you alright? I'm good.
You hop on the console and try to stop it, but it's too late, so you start to head out. You start to escape along with the enemies. You reach the street and... Then the mission ends. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It was really slow and boring, but the first part was pretty cool.
Welcome to Detroit! 2.5 million people live in camps just like this one. No fucking holiday, but they got food, water, security, all courtesy of Atlas. Now, the KVA have the balls to move in next door. Fuck me.
4 years after the last mission, the KVA have been hitting power plants all over the world, and Atlas has made these camps to house people. You follow Gideon really slowly for what feels like fucking forever, until you reach these cool futuristic bikes. Your objective is to capture this doctor that is the right hand to Hades. You move out the gates and see what Detroit looks like.
Can't believe this is Detroit. It hasn't changed that much.
You park the bikes and it's a fucking stealth mission. Like, why is he moving so slow? Jesus. You enter the building at a fucking snail's pace and start to move through it. You see a bunch of bodies and move out.
Upstairs.
Jesus, can you move, bro? God. You slowly start to walk across this ledge. I don't know how they don't hear that shit, but whatever. You fall down, then fall down even more, and are now by yourself. At least I can move at my own pace now, Jesus. You shit on this guy and move through the basement. Once you get upstairs, you start moving through the school and get jumped, but you shit on him pretty quick. You get outside and regroup with your squad, so you finally go loud and start fighting. You move through the building and reach the street where you have to move this ambulance for cover. Joker is supposed to cover you, but he's shit and you have to stop pushing it every 5 seconds to kill the guys. You make it inside the hospital and reach the doctor's room. You shit on him and start to move out. Wait, if nobody actually lives in the city, why are there trains running? Hey guys, Future Zach here. I just realized they're Atlas cargo trains. So yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. After getting saved by these Invisidudes, you make your way down to the bikes and actually get to control them. It's a linear path, but it's pretty fun. You get on the train tracks and have to dodge the trains and the helicopter fire. You reach the gate and... then the mission ends. I'll give it a 4 out of 10. It really pissed me off because how slow it was, but the bike part is really cool.
Lean forward, Alona. Supposed to be on your honeymoon.
Keep your eyes on Hades, not me.
This mission, you're in Greece hunting down Hades. You got the info from the doctor from last mission. You have to do this retarded ass part where you scan around till you find the right guy, but once you do, you start to follow him. It's not important right now, but Mitchell is played by Troy Baker, and man did they waste his talents, since he only talks in the cinematics. You clear out the house and launch this wasp drone, which you take control of. This part is really boring. It consists of killing dudes, moving around, killing more dudes, moving around again, and killing the last dudes. You reach this meeting and kill Hades, but it's not actually him.
Negative. It's not Hades. Not Hades.
Shit! He's rigged! Clear the room!
I don't know how they survived that shit, but now you have to defend them. Hades starts escaping and the drone gets fucked. You start to move and start fighting in the town. Look at all the fuckers you gotta kill, Jesus. After you clear the area,
Damn! Sniper's got a beat on us!
you jump into the building and the sniper's just shitting on everyone. You start to suppress the sniper for Alona, but when it's your turn to move, she doesn't do fucking shit. You slide down and I gotta say, isn't this supposed to be hectic? I'm just casually walking through this shit. Sniper BMs this guy and you start running for the stinger. You just killed like 100 people there. You push this van and set up an ambush for Hades.
No!
Then you fight these guys who sound like Combine soldiers when they die. You clear the area and pulls Hades out.
Mitchell, look out!
Okay, what the fuck? The Exo's strength is really inconsistent. Like, it's strong enough to push a 2-ton van, but not strong enough to overpower this dude. Hades comes back to life and tells you Irons knows something. Then the mission ends. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. The wasp part was pretty boring, but it was pretty fun after that.
How's it feel to be the hero of the world? Don't let it go to you.
Gideon, Mitchell, I need to see you right now.
Ilona, what is it?
Meet me in maintenance room 6A. Don't bring anyone else.
This mission, Ilona calls you and Gideon to look at something. And once again, you get to slowly walk around an area until you reach your destination. God damn. You finally reach the room and Ilona shows you this.
That's Irons, with the technologist you saved.
The guy we pulled from the river.
He never made it back to Nigeria.
KVA are planning an attack. They told me everything.
What kind of attack?
Power plants all over the world. They wanted me to compromise the security systems.
I'm gonna take care of this right now.
So Irons knew about the attacks but let it happen anyway. Wait, how did a hologram bleed? Again, it doesn't look like this guy has an exosuit on, so how's he just pushing you around? Irons obviously denies everything, and Gideon agrees with him. Then someone helps you out and you start escaping. You use the mag grips to climb onto the roof, and the random activates a drone swarm. You reach this courtyard, and this motherfucker is just sitting in the middle of a battlefield. What the fuck? But you jump over the railing. swim into the sewer and climb up the ladder. Again, can't he just throw that shit aside? You start making your way through people's homes until you start fighting in the alleyway. This part is pretty cool since there's multiple paths you can take, but you reach the docks and kill one of those big fuckers. You get into the boat and put on the grapple attachment. Then you get to control the boat and have to dive underwater to avoid missiles every 2 seconds. It's another linear vehicle section, but it's not too bad. You reach this ramp end. Now you get to use the grapple hook. You fight like 3 guys and continue to grapple up. You then reach this section where you have to monkey bar your way across this crane. Once you land, the mysterious man shows himself, and it's goddamn Cormac.
What's in play, boss? Stand down!
Gideon does the bro thing and lets you go. Then the mission ends. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It was pretty entertaining, but everyone knew that Irons was the bad guy thanks to the trailers.
Knox, how's it going?
Almost done patching into the drone network.
This mission, you are now with a secret government group called Sentinels. You move to Bangkok, where Iron's home is, to find intel on a weapon Atlas is developing named Manticore. You get to use the grapple hook again and start moving up these cliffs. This guy Knox turns on your enemy ping system and you start stealthily moving up. It's another stealth section, but a more proper one like you'd see in Far Cry or Assassin's Creed. You EMP the doors and hack into the server. Now you start to move to Iron's house. And man, it's refreshing to actually stealth at your own pace, even if the enemies are pretty stupid. You make it to the balcony and Cormac shits on this dude. You start combing through the files on Iron's computer desk and find out a meeting is taking place, so you move to the hangar. You hide in the shadows and hang on under the truck. And do you remember the doctor from the Detroit mission? It's okay, me neither. He's here as well. And this is when my game crashes. You move to record the meeting and find out a shipment of Manticore is leaving right now, so you go to intercept it. You sprint up the stairs and drop the dudes, then you grapple the plane and plant a tracker. You jump into the river and the mission ends. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. The stealth was alright since you did it by yourself and it wasn't boring as shit. This mission, you're taking out the plane from the last mission. You're fucking jetpacking and land on the wing of the plane. You start crawling and set down this device that cuts the wings off. Now you can control where it lands. So you descend and land, but the Atlas QRF is here, so you start fighting. This part is like a horde mode where you have to fight your way to the cargo. Why did they land the plane behind enemy lines? I don't know. You push the cargo in and the plane gets fucked almost immediately. Now you have to defend your position from big fuckers until... Somehow Ilona spots this hole in the wall, and here comes another slow-ass walking part, but you're surrounded by ice, so I guess it's pretty cool. For some bumfuck reason, there are dudes down here, so you clear them out. You come across an ice bridge and...
What's your fire? I don't have a shot.
I mean, the only sensible thing to do is blow up the bridge you're on, right? But it works, I guess. You fall even deeper into the glacier and start to fucking hell slowly walk down this corridor. You now have to swim under and take these dudes out and clear the area. So you guys remember when we fell a couple hundred feet, not once, but twice? So we must be like 400 feet below the surface, right? Nope, we're on top of a fucking mountain. You jump into this hole and see that Atlas has the cargo, so you start fighting. You get blown into the water and Gideon helps you out.
Trust me.
Gideon?
Atlas 1, report.
This is Atlas 01. Juarez and Michael's a KIA.
What?
Ilona questions his loyalty, but he's already let you go once, and he's killed 2 of his own men to save you, so what the fuck are you talking about? You grab a stinger and shoot down the chopper that has the cargo. You apex slide down and run to recover the cargo. Then the mission ends. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. The walking around the cavern was slow, but overall a pretty decent mission.
They're on us! Leg it!
After your chopper's been EMP'd, you and Gideon are running from a sniper who is actual dog shit. Like, look bro, we're moving so slow in the water and sniper is dead ass blind. You start climbing the roots and you get to go invisible. Guess what? Another 4 stealth section, yay! fucking hate my life. You move up and shit on this dude. Turns out you're in the middle of a massive Atlas patrol. You also have to watch your cloak meter, which runs out when moving. You plan to mute charge and shit on these dudes. You make your way past like 1,000 guys and meet up with Cormac and Knox. Gideon is scared and wants to go home, but Cormac says no. You rappel down and see that all those shitty looking trees are just a hologram. You shit on these guys and breach the door. Now you start making your way to the server room. Once in there, you find whatever you can on Manticore and torch the place. Now they know you're there, so you start fighting through the labs. You destroy the Manticore and move on. You reach this outside area and have to fight your way through. You reach the door, but it's locked, so Knox has to hack it. You plan a jammer on the satellite and have to kill one of those big fuckers. Once you're in, you find a... Yup. Another tank mission. You hop in and start to shit on everyone. You got these small missiles that work on infantry, a big cannon that works on tanks, and an EMP that works on the warbirds. After about 3 minutes in the tank, you reach the exfil and the mission ends. I'll give it a 4 out of 10. It had 2 of the things I hate most in these games. 4 stealth sections and tank sections. God damn.
Gideon, report in. North side's all clear. Wait, what's he playing at? What do you got? It's rabbiting. Let's move. Go, go, go!
This mission, you're in San Francisco and get to control this car that has no sound.
We're in pursuit. There could be anything inside.
You start chasing this van, and it's very linear and anticlimactic, but you do get this cannon and destroy cars and shit. You reach the Golden Gate Bridge and...
Hold on!
You crawl out and start making your way across the bridge. Obviously there are enemies here, so you start fighting. After fighting on the bridge for like 7 minutes, you finally reach the van.
Sentinel 01, the carrier is almost...
See, why can't he just fucking rip the door off?
Drone! Take them out! Take them out! Shoot the drone!
The drones just kamikaze the bridge and it starts falling. And this whole section is a cutscene, by the way. Would it be so much cooler if you had to use the EXO to escape the crumbling parts of the bridge? Then the mission ends. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It was cool looking, but the gameplay really kind of sucked.
Jesus.
Alice is trying to take control of the carrier's weapon systems. We need to get jammers on those rail guns and biotechnicians some time.
This mission, you have to stop Atlas from taking control of the carrier. Oh, and I forgot to mention last mission that the whole ass US fleet was under the bridge when it was destroyed. So, yeah, not good. You have to plant a jammer on the AA guns. Then I find a sniper and hit this nasty trick shot. You plant the second jammer and start heading to the bridge of the ship. You start moving through the destroyed ship. Ooh, I'm gonna punch myself. You start moving through the destroyed ship and you use night vision, which looks fucking awful in my opinion. You reach the hangar deck and shit on everyone and have to kill another big fucker. You're finally at the bridge and take control of the big ass cannon and start to destroy Atlas's ships. Touch me if you're gay. Then the mission ends. I give it a 7 out of 10. It wasn't memorable or unique in any way, but I hit that nasty trick shot, so...
3 bandits ahead. 12 and 1 left.
This mission, you get to control a fighter jet. You're here to attack Atlas's HQ in New Baghdad. The controls in the plane are actually pretty good, and you actually do get a sense of speed here, but that only lasts for like 3 minutes. Eventually, you leave the cannon and use an escape pod to land. You get to use the grapple again, which is sick. Your objective now is to destroy these 3 turrets.
We're in position at the target node. Moving to a shoot.
Hard copy. We're giving them suppressive fire.
And that actually made me feel so badass. Why couldn't they do more of that shit in the game? After you take out the first turret, there's actually an Easter egg here. If you jump up to the top level and parkour your way up to this pillar and jump to this ledge, you can actually find an RPG. It works like a regular launcher, but there's no sound to it. There's hella big fuckers and you have to take them out, but you can do this sick ass takedown with the grapple. You destroy the last mech and move to take the stinger.
Drone swarm! What the hell are they doing?
happening?
Noxious engineered it to be harmless to his own troops. The three of us must have been inoculated.
Then the mission ends. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Probably the best mission in the game, because they took the training rules off and just let you be a badass for once.
Stay alert. Any detail could make the difference.
What is this place?
Used to be a research lab. Looks like Irons modified it since.
This mission, you're captured and sent into dead-ass and Atlas concentration camp. This fucker throws you off the truck, and you get in the elevator where you meet Cormac, and he says,
I don't think anybody's coming.
You get dragged out by this douche who hits you every time you look around.
Ice forward! Here, let's stop looking!
You slowly walk to this area and get hooked up to this rope.
Bonk!
Then you get sedated. You wake up in Irons' sex dungeon, and he walks in talking shit and shoots Cormac. Then he grabs a wrench and gets all weird with it. Gideon and Ilona shit on these dudes and free you. You once again slowly follow Gideon as he shits on this dude with an exosuit. Your arm's fucked so you can't reload, which is a cool mechanic. You open the elevator and these dudes cause the alarm to start. You then move up the stairs and I shit on this dude, but the game is a pussy and it doesn't let me kill him. You see that Irons is planning launches of Manticore all over the US. You reach this room with a ton of bodies and bags. Now you have to fight through the labs while picking up new guns. Then this pussy starts shooting, so Gideon gives him a right cross and you escape down the hatch. You end up in an incinerator and you have to escape. You push the cart and start venting. You crawl along and escape. You head outside and start to fight some dudes. You reach a warehouse that has a fuckload of Manticore. You start heading out and jump into the chopper.
Irons is planning a biological strike against major bases in the next 2 hours.
Understood. We're tracking your position. Sending air assets to assist with that.
Kingpin, you copy? Hold on.
Gideon helps you up, and you take the big fucker's armor and become the big fucker, aka Time Vault. You get a chain gun, swarm missiles, and a big boy missile. Also, do you want to know how to make a Gatling gun not fun? Add a fucking overheat mechanic. You bust through the door and shit on the entire Atlas army. You reach the main gate and lift it up. The armor gets fucked, but you get rescued and the mission ends. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It's pretty unique, but also boring the first 5 to 10 minutes.
It was a plan only Gideon could have come up with. A frontal assault on Iron's stronghold using the 2 mech suits we found back at the base. Drones would fly us in. After that, we'd be on our own.
Sentinel 2-1. We're still detecting high levels of contamination in the city.
This mission, you and Gideon are going after Irons in 2 mech suits. You're getting carried by a helicopter and just shitting on everyone in your path. Oh, by the way, Cormac died in the cutscene, so, You get dropped into the water, and oh look, another section where you walk slow as hell for no reason. Once you're inside, you shit on legit everyone. For like 5 minutes, you're just constantly shooting. You eventually make your way to this hatch, so you open it and drop down. You have to slow your fall the whole way down, which I didn't know until like the second try. Once down there, the rocket starts launching and shits on you, but you push your way through and shit on the Manticore missile. After that, your arm is fucked, so Gideon gets you out and starts carrying you somewhere, until he sets you down and you gotta shoot people. Like, what the actual fuck are you shooting at, Gideon? Jesus Christ. You somehow end up at the top of a building, and Irons shows up and locks your exosuits. Then he gives a cliche bad guy monologue and runs off. You release your XO and have to leave Gideon and start chasing Irons.
Mitchell, pull me up. I'm not letting go. You've got to pull me up.
You move your arm and cut it off. Then the game ends. I'll give that mission a 6 out of 10. Pretty anticlimactic for a finale, if you're asking me. Well, that was disappointing. The campaign felt pretty bland and lifeless. I got pissed so many times at some of the levels, not because they were hard, but because they were slow and dumb. Irons was an okay villain, pretty cliche if you ask me. The real Kevin Spacey is much more of a villain. Anyways, I didn't really have that much fun with it. The multiplayer, for lack of a better term, is a headache. Everyone is boosting around and dodging, but I will admit it did add some sort of skill gap. The weapons were decent, although the shotguns and snipers were pretty dog shit. It added a firing range, which is great. But there's 3 things that you can point to that caused this game's downfall. First, weapon balancing. If you actually wanted to be competitive and do well, you had to use 2 weapons, the BAL-27 and the ASM-1. For some unknown reason, Sledgehammer never fully nerfed either of those guns, and they just plagued pubs and CDL. Number 2, supply drops. If you wanted any sort of customization, that being any of the 24 headwear, 144 helmets, 104 shirts, 112 loadouts, 56 gloves, 96 pants, 72 knee pads, 88 boots, or 128 exos, you had to get them from supply drops. Not to mention the like 15 DLC weapons that only appear in supply drops. You can unlock normal supply drops that are pretty shitty, but to consistently get the advanced supply drops, you have to buy them. And last but not least, the weapon variants. Holy shit, this was bad. See, each of the 49 weapons in Advanced Warfare have around 5 to 10 variants each that change the weapon stats. And of course, the best versions were the elite ones that of course you had the best chance of getting from advanced supply drops. There are YouTubers who spend hundreds of dollars on supply drops just to get jack shit. Moving on to zombies. It's fucking bullshit. Whoever came up with the idea of EMP zombies, go fuck yourself. It's the only reason why this mode is hard. It's actually bullshit how many times I've died to this shit. Why does the EMP zombies are so fucking stupid? I'm getting the fuck out of here. If you want an actual review of the Exo Zombies, let me know in the comments and drop a like. But I would give this campaign a 6 out of 10. Most of the missions were really boring, the characters were so forgettable, and they wasted Troy Baker's talent. Also, it has Peter Kevin Spacey in there. So guys, that's my review of Advanced Warfare. Also, I was thinking of making a part 2 to the Backrooms game, so if you want to see that, let me know in the comments. See ya.